Wait, Iowa had a land rush? Buckle up because we're firing up the Notes on Iowa time machine and heading back to October 11th, 1845, when formal dispossession of the Sauk and Meskwaki in Iowa reached a climax as eager Americans prepared to dash across the Des Moines River to stake claims on the river's western bank. American removal of the Sauk and Meskwaki attempted to push the tribes out of Iowa entirely and onto a new Kansas reservation during the 1840s. Although many of Iowa's indigenous peoples remained despite formal dispossession, the removal marked a momentary change before the Meskwaki purchased lands to open a settlement in 1857. The Meskwaki, an Algonquin language people, were located throughout the upper Midwest during the pre-American era. They fought the French for nearly 40 years during the 1700s. Later, allying with the Sauk to fend off extermination at the hands of the French, the Meskwaki eventually moved out of the Great Lakes region to settle in today's Iowa and Illinois along the Mississippi River. The Sauk and Meskwaki also fought against American incursion, choosing to ally predominantly with the British during the War of 1812. In the aftermath, treaties in 1825 and 1830 at Prairie du Chien started the removal of the Sauk and Meskwaki from east of the Mississippi River, pushing them further into Iowa. Although some leaders, like Wapello, advocated for accommodating American-driven changes, others, including Black Hawk, fought back. Following the Black Hawk War of 1832, treaties concluded during the 1830s and early 1840s ultimately aimed to dispossess both the Sauk and Meskwaki and relocate them to Kansas. With the skeleton crew of dragoons occupying the second Fort Des Moines, located near today's, Sec Taylor Stadium, we'll call it, and the indigenous peoples of Iowa were pushed out of the way, American migrants stood poised on the east bank of the river to push across and start settlement of western Iowa. On October 11th, 1845, the rush began. Hundreds of eager individuals and entire families pushed across the boundary to stake claims on the most desirable lands of the newly opened territory. Many capitalized on knowledge illegally gained before the official onset of settlement, and the dragoons watched as settlement washed across the Des Moines River. The small garrison lingered at Fort Des Moines to protect the building from scavengers during the winter of 1845-1846, and surveyors started the careful work of platting the soon-to-be seat of Polk County and the eventual capital of Iowa. However, even though moved to Kansas, many Meskwaki remained in Iowa. After the forced departure from Iowa in October of 1845, the American official overseeing the arrival in Kansas recorded that only about 20% of the tribe had ever arrived